What's up, guys? CryptoSavy here. Welcome to the channel where you subscribe to get daily updates on Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and we do take a look at the Dow Jones at the end of the video. Pretty interesting what's going on today. Make sure you stick around, and we will take a look at areas to watch to know where we may be headed. Definitely stick around, and don't forget there's a free Discord group in the description below the video. Check it out. Awesome community, guys, and let's get into it. All right, guys, as always, this is not financial advice, trading advice, nor is it investment advice. I do want to make an announcement. By leaving a comment at the end of this video, you can enter to win a Bybit exclusive Bybit branded ledger Nano. We will be doing a giveaway on Sunday. I'll be picking a random comment from a video throughout the week. So make sure you leave a comment for your chance to win, and let's get into it. Looking at the news headlines, this is an old one up here, actually. Market wrap, and this is just to get a feel for the sentiment. Market wrap, 10,000 remains Bitcoin's price to beat, obviously. Bitcoin's forks have trounced Bitcoin this year. Bitcoin remains on hunt for 10,000 as holding sentiment. Bitcoin price 75,000 within weeks. Recovery mimics 2013 bull run. Yep, you be the judge of that. Bitcoin will rise unless something goes really wrong. What could go really wrong in the world we're living in right now? Bitcoin's recent rally may have run its course. Crypto long and short, Bitcoin's quiet progress is pointing toward a better future. Analysis predicts next bull run will send Bitcoin to 150,000. I don't disagree with that, but I don't think we're going to see that till at least the end of 2021. The real bull market, I believe, will begin next year. That's my opinion. Obviously, that changes if we break and make new highs here. But let's look at the Fear and Greed Index. We're at 52. We dropped 1 point from yesterday, still in the neutral zone. And I wanted to take a look at this chart real quick. I know everybody's getting extremely bullish, but if you look at the facts here, we are just making lower lows, or lower highs, and lower lows. I know people like to say we made a higher high here. It doesn't matter. We never beat this high up here, and that's above around the 10,560 is where I'm watching to actually make a new high. Then there's some reason to be bullish, but until then, I am still bearish here. There is bullish case, obviously, if we get up and break that. But as of right now, I don't see it happening. And let's take a look at our trend lines here. On the monthly, if we close below 93.40 and above 85.57 would be in the neutral. If we close above this, then it would be looking a little more bullish. If we close below the 85.57, definitely bearish. Right now, our 8 EMA sits at 86.50, and I do want to point out, let me zoom in so you can see it. Right here, we had higher highs on the candle close, higher highs on the RSI, or on the price action, lower highs at the close on the RSI. That's hidden, or I'm sorry, that's not even hidden. That is bearish divergence on the monthly. That doesn't mean it has to play out right now. Obviously, it's the monthly. Things take longer to play out. But if we look at the weekly, we have the same thing. We have lower highs in the RSI and higher highs in the price action. Bearish divergence. I would expect us to at least come down and retest this trend line around the 88.50 range. I'll show you some targets and some areas to watch here in a minute. We do have the bullish case that could be a possibility also that we had been looking at. That's this falling broadening wedge with where we broke out a $16,000 range. That is what I would look for if we closed above this trend line here. Open and closed a candle above it, not just wick like we did here. We did wick through it, but this week it is around the $10,200 range if we were to go up this week and test it. So keep that in mind. I have been talking about a possibility of going to around the 11,100 range for another rejection, and I'll show you why. I think I forgot to yesterday. But as you can see here, as price is rising, volume's declining rapidly on the weekly. So on the daily here, pretty simple chart. Just looking at more divergence. We had higher highs in the price, lower highs in the RSI. That's bearish divergence. Obviously, that's in the daily. Takes time to play out. So look at the break of this trend, where that would get us. We did peek through here, so I'm going to go from here. Around the $6,800 range is my target. If we break out of this channel, we need to close a 4-hour at least below it to confirm the break of it. We may come back up, retest it before continuing down, but I do see us coming to these levels, in my opinion. 55 EMA as of right now sits around the 89.50 range. 200 EMA, and this is on the daily, sits around the 83.80 range. Let me zoom in a little bit and look at what's going on. We are sitting right on the EMA right now, around the 96.85. If that breaks, the 13 EMA is going to line up with this bottom trend line, and that is 96.19. 21 EMA is sitting right at 9,500. 9,500 has been nice support. We'll see what happens if that breaks and we close below this 21 EMA. That's a close below 9,500. It's going to get pretty ugly pretty fast, guys. All right, let's look at the daily again, and just on a different chart. That one was just a simple one. And we'll take a look at the, well, first of all, we were watching this on the daily for quite some time. Rising broadening wedge we popped out of, came back in. I do believe this to have been a bull trap, and we are coming down now. Now let's look at the price action. This is the price to get above 10,560. A pop above that would be pretty bullish in my opinion. Although we would get some resistance here at the around the $11,000 range. And this is the bullish case, guys, as it is definitely possible. But like I said, I am still leaning bearish. 11,100. Another thing, if you guys are interested in trading, I'm going to leave a Bybit tutorial up top. Definitely check it out. It's by far the best exchange in crypto, in my opinion. You can trade Forex, gold, oil, S&P, NASDAQ, DOW, everything right on it with your Bitcoin. So definitely check it out. And if you use my promo code Savy50, you'll get 50% on top of whatever you deposit up to 1 Bitcoin. Savy25 gets you 25% off of your trading fees. So looking at the rising channel, we already looked at that around 78 or 6,800. We do have major support and resistance line around 7,700. From the swing low to the swing high, if you put a Fibonacci extension on there, the 0.236 is around the 8,900. 79.50 is the 0.382. 0.5 fib is, and these are retracement numbers. 71.32, the golden pocket area, is between 61.50 and 63.50. At the very least, I would expect at least a bounce here. 5,400 has been my target for months. I am still sticking to that. 0.786 is 52.50, and then as you guys know, I have been talking about it. I'll bring it up again real quick. These are the CME gaps. And this one is on the 4-hour, 35.70, but we have one at 11.7, one at 7.6, and one at 35.70. Still a possibility to come down here, guys. Yeah, it is definitely still a possibility. So let's go back over here. And all right, so that's what all these numbers are, if you were curious. Like I said, this rising broadening wedge that we pulled down from here, if we were to come back up here, it's going to be around the $11,100 range, somewhere in there. I would expect rejection, but coming up to actually test the top of this channel again is going to be around the $12,200 range if we're able to break the 11.1, and that's the bullish case scenario. Most likely I see us breaking down from here. A break below that 95 again, I think is going to get really ugly really fast. All right, so let's zoom in a little more. We are on the 4-hour. This is a symmetrical triangle that we were watching, this seems to have been a major bull trap. And as of right now, I've left that trend line there. We cannot get above that trend line and open and close a candle. We're getting above it, but we're not opening and closing above it. Open and close above it might put a little confidence in the market and, you know, give us that one little push up still. But as of right now, let me get that RSI out of there. As of right now, the measured moves are the same here. That 6,800 from the break of this trend line. And then if we looked at a break from this triangle, that gets us right to the 0.5 fib at the 70. Where is that? 7150. That is the first target from the breakdown of here. And obviously, like I said, we have the 7,700 major support and resistance line for quite some time. And the 1 hour. We didn't talk about the EMAs, but as you can see, let's go back into the 4 hour and look at where we're at on the EMAs. We are below the 8, the 13, and the 21. 55 is giving us support as of right now, and that is at the 96.30 level. Again, I do think we're most likely going to break down, but be aware that there is a possibility that we come up. If we can break back above this trend line at around the 97.20 and hold above it for, you know, about, let's say 4 hours, then we could be looking up to test this area here, which is in confluence with all this trading that was right here. Around the 10,100, I do believe that would be an extreme bull trap. And the reason being, we've already have a bunch of longs trapped up here. Probably trap some more here when we cross the line, and probably some more here. One more push up here. I don't see us going this high and giving these people the opportunity to get out of these longs, and eventually they will be squeezed, in my opinion. At the 1 hour, we're looking at this rising broadening wedge. Measured move of that is around 9,100. We talked about this possibly being a Bakkt pattern yesterday. You can see we were getting some major wicks here, and obviously that's just, you know, traders getting wrecked on higher leverage is what that usually does. We look at the EMAs here. We are crossing the 8, has crossed 55. 13 looks to be crossing now. I'd expect that to get us back down to test this trend line one more time. And the cross of the 21 EMA crossing the 55 would most likely be the strength we need to push it down the rest of the way. So that's where I'm at with Bitcoin. Don't forget to check out my wife's webpage. It's a great way to support the channel. A lot of cool crypto stuff on here. She can put anything you want on any of this stuff. It doesn't have to be just what you see. But definitely check it out. It's a great way to support the channel, and I highly appreciate it. One more thing, guys. Don't forget to smash the likes. Leave your comments down below. It really helps get the video out there. YouTube isn't doing the best at getting videos out there for us. So LITECOIN, we're just going to look at LITECOIN in the 4 hour. As we talked about, we have broken down from this wedge, and the measured move of that was down here to around the $30 range. We are in a rising channel now. Bottom of the rising channel as of right now is around the 44.50. For to break that, we'll most likely get a sudden move down to the $38 range. Again, I showed you that lower low in Bitcoin. If that was to happen and LITECOIN was to follow suit, we would most likely looking for a $20 to $22 Bitcoin if that was to happen. But we do have the golden retracement zone here between 34 and 34.82. It's where I would expect to at least get a bounce, and when we get there, then we'll be able to tell what is most likely to happen next. Bullish case scenario on LITECOIN, we come back up to test this trend line here in the top of this channel around the $52 range. If that was to break, we could be heading as high as 54.68. And if we were to break out of the top of this, I'm going to move this up a little bit, we could be looking as high as a $59 LITECOIN. But again, I'm bearish here too. The price to watch here is around that 44.50. If that's to break, we're most likely headed down. If we look at the RSI, RSI is looking quite bearish. If we break this trend line here in the RSI and close below it in a 4 hour, most likely bearish. In the bullish case scenario, we would break this top trend line and come up to retest this top of this bigger falling channel. But we've already tested it up here. I think we're going to come down here, guys, and retest it. Look at Ethereum. Ethereum, same thing pretty much. We had this rising wedge we were looking at here with a measured move of $206 range. As of right now, we are still within this bigger rising broadening wedge. Another break above this high, then obviously everything goes bullish. I'm sure Bitcoin will most likely be the judge of that. One more thing in Litecoin I did not look at is the EMAs, and on the 4 hour they are looking pretty damn bearish. Yeah, we did talk about that. All right, Ethereum. Ethereum is still trying to be supported on top of the smaller EMAs here, but we are breaking down slowly but surely. On the 4 hour to 55 EMAs around the 239. 200 EMA is going to be somewhere around the 220 range. But if we break out of the bottom of this broadening wedge here, guys, depending on where we were to break it, I'm going to move this up now. Be around the 137.20 range would be the target. But remember, we do have the Fibonacci retracement golden pocket zone here between the 148.50 and 152.63. These other white numbers are just Fibonacci retracements from this swing low to this swing high. If Bitcoin was to go to that lower low and Litecoin also was to go to the lower low I see here is the 57 range. Could be as high as $70 range. What it would all be, I believe, is just a stop hunt from this last wick on all of them, Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum. Would be a stop hunt where the price comes down, picks up all their stops, and continues up from there. That's what I'm looking at as a possibility. Let's look at the RSI. We did have a little bear trap here. Depending on how we want to put this trend line, I guess we could put it like this, but that kind of funny looking. You know what? While I got you guys watching, I'm going to go ahead and check this one out. Nope. I was going to say that could be a rising channel there, but it does look like we're heading down to retest this. If that breaks in the 4 hour RSI within the next couple days, that's going to be pretty damn bearish. Let's look at the price to watch for the break of this falling wedge, and that's going to be around the $220 range. If we break that, guys, most likely looking at these lower lows. Dow Jones pre-market, we are down 269 points. Will the fall start today? You can't really tell by pre-markets. A lot of times it can be, start out looking like it's going to crash and then they rally it up, confusing traders. But what I do want to look at is this high here and the high here. We're having lower highs in the price action, higher highs in the RSI. I didn't think we were going to go much higher yesterday, but guys, I don't think this has much more in it. I do see this crashing. Even though the EMAs look bullish, we had the 8 cross the 200, the 13 cross 200, and 21 looks like if it was to continue up this week, it would cross, and that could give it a hell of a boost. So it is possible to continue up from here. I just don't think it's likely at all. Yeah, I think the Dow is ready to come down. There is more room in the RSI. I suppose we could come up and test this at 30,000 and make a new high. I just don't see it, guys. But that's my opinion, not yours. Make sure to do your own due diligence. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe by clicking the CryptoSavy logo above my head. Tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. Smash those likes and leave your comments down below. Remember, the comment will also get you a chance to win the Bybit Ledger. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Have a great day.